Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. It is on adding and subtracting polynomials. So to add polynomials, you can group like terms. Remember, we've talked about like terms. These are terms that share the same variables like x's and x squareds. So you're going to group the like terms, and you can write them in column form, which is one on top of the other, and add them vertically. And we're going to do a couple of examples. So here's an example. We have the polynomial 4a squared plus 7a minus 12. So that polynomial added to the polynomial negative 9a squared minus 6 plus 2a. So the easiest way to do this is just to basically group your like terms. So you're going to take your 4a squared and then your positive 7a and your negative 12. So this is basically taken from that. And you're going to write these terms of the polynomial underneath the one that you just wrote. So this would be a negative 9a squared, this would be positive 2a, because remember you have to put your a's together, and then a negative 6. So when you group these together, you're going to add them, you end up with 4a squared minus 9a squared, which gives you a negative 5a squared. 7a plus 2a gives you 9a, and negative 12 minus 6 gives you negative 18. So if you notice, all we're doing is combining our like terms. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next example. Okay, so this one is 3a squared minus b squared plus 3ab, that is your first polynomial, and you're going to add that to the polynomial 4ab plus 6b squared. So these aren't necessarily written in standard form, so you have to make sure that they're written correctly, like from the last video, so that they'll line up correctly. So let's start off by writing our first polynomial again. So 3a squared minus b squared plus 3ab. Okay, our second polynomial is not in standard form, so we're going to have to write it correctly. We don't have anything that matches up with a squared, so you can leave it blank, or you can just put 0a squared to fill that gap. And the b squared is going to be the plus 6b squared, and then we've got a positive 4ab. We're going to take those and we're going to add them together. So 3a squared plus 0 obviously is just 3a squared. Then you've got a negative b squared plus 6b, which is a positive 5b squared. And then you've got 3ab plus 4ab, which is 7ab. Whoops, b. So if you notice, all we're really doing is combining like terms. All we did is we took the 3a squared and we combined it with nothing because it didn't have a 0. Then we took the negative b squared and combined it with the positive 6b squared, and then combined the positive 3ab, the positive 4ab. So really all we're doing is combining like terms, which we've been doing for the past couple days. Alright, so let's do another example. Alright. So this one, we've got a trinomial, right, because it's got 3 terms, 3x squared plus 2x minus 7, and we're adding a binomial to it. It's binomial, remember, because it's got 2 terms, negative 2x squared plus 15. Okay, so we start off again by writing out that first polynomial, 3x squared plus 2x minus 7. Okay, and then now we're going to fill in the gaps with the second polynomial. We've got a negative 2x squared, so that's going to match with this one. So we would have a negative 2x squared. We don't have any x terms in this one, so we could do plus 0x, or you can leave it blank. The 0x just kind of keeps the place. And then we've got a positive 15. Okay, so all we did was stack our polynomials. We're going to add them together. We're going to combine them. So 3x squared minus 2x squared leaves us 1x squared, or just x squared. 2x plus 0x is obviously going to be positive 2x. And then negative 7 plus 15, remember your integer rules, is going to give you a positive 8. So it leaves us with the answer x squared plus 2x plus 8, which is called a trinomial, remember? Okay, one more example of addition. And again, remember, this is something that you just need to take the time and do the extra step and be very neat and very slow, and you will get it, I promise. All right, last one. Example 4. If you notice, we have a binomial here and a trinomial here. Okay, so we're going to take first our binomial and let's write it in standard form. So if you're looking at it, if you really look, we have, remember talking about the video before, standard form means that you're going to do the term with the highest degree. And in this case, this one has the highest degree, okay? And remember we talked about in class that you're typically going to write your variables in alphabetical order. So really, using the commutative property, we could change this one to a cubed times b, which is the same thing, we're just switching those terms around. Okay, so we're going to write it in standard form, so we have a cubed times b, and we've got a positive ab squared, so that takes care of that first polynomial. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and list the ones that match. So we've got our 4a cubed times b, which is going to go here, a cubed times b, and we've got a negative ab squared, and then we've got our negative 5ab. And we don't have anything to match it, so you can, if you want, fill it in by doing 0ab. Okay? And remember, again, I want you guys to pay attention that these are like terms, even though there's exponents, right? Because it's a cubed times b, this is also a cubed times b. Here is a times b squared, this is also a times b squared. And here you have ab, and here you have ab. Remember, they have to be alike in order for you to combine them. So now we add them together. We have 1a cubed times b plus 4a cubed times b gives us 5a cubed times b. And then we've got a positive ab squared and a negative ab squared, which basically cancels each other out. So you could put plus 0 ab squared if you wanted. And then we've got 0ab minus 5ab. So that's just a minus 5ab. And if we want to write it in a better way, it would just be 5a cubed times b minus 5ab. Okay? Alright, so there's addition. So what I would do is go back, check your examples again to make sure that you understand. If you have any questions, go slow, just look at it. You'll get the hang of it. We're going to practice a lot in class. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to subtracting. Now subtracting is pretty much the same, just has a